we're finally here. New reports showed exactly what we thought was going to happen. The college football season has come to an end, which means Al Golden's Notre Dame team is done. They ended up actually losing the national championship to the one and only Buckeyes, my team. But anyways, Al Golden, we'll be talking about his performance tomorrow, what he did in the national title game, because we're expecting tomorrow to hear that officially the Bengals have signed Al Golden as their new defensive coordinator. But now that the Notre Dame season is officially over, reports have showed, like I said, exactly what we thought was going to happen. But before I go any forward, thank you guys so much for all the love you give the channel. The amount of views has increased significantly. Same with the subscribers and the comments, which I appreciate always. But I'm looking over here. Look at these right here. 97% of you guys are not subscribed. Only 2% are. So it's better numbers than yesterday. So keep subscribing to the channel. Keep commenting, please. I love replying to you guys' comments. I love the conversation back and forth. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel because it's a one big community of Bengal fans. But let's jump in to the report. Here we go. There's two reports that we'll be going over. They're kind of the same thing, basically. They're coming out today as well. Report: Bengals head coach Zac Taylor paused a defensive coordinator search to speak with Al Golden. The reason this report was made because of this tweet from Mike Garafolo. With the national title game over, like I said, the Bengals can make their push to hire Notre Dame's Al Golden for defensive coordinator. Sources tell me and Ian Rappaport he's a leading candidate, and Zac Taylor has paused the search to speak to Golden. He's linebacker coach in Cincy from 2020 to 2021. So exactly like I said when he was named as the two finalists, that most likely this is Al Golden's job to lose. If he wants it, not to lose, it's his or it's not. If he wants it, it's his. That's all he has to do. And it's getting very close to looking like that's the possibility. This is where the next report came in. Literally hours later. Bengals to meet with Al Golden Wednesday about defensive coordinator job. So the first thought was that Al Golden would be flying to Cincinnati today. He's still got some stuff he's got to do with Notre Dame. But Wednesday, he will be officially sitting down with Zac Taylor to discuss the defensive coordinator job. This is coming from this tweet. That report's coming from this tweet. As we've been saying, Zac Taylor has long held Al Golden as the leading candidate in the DC search, like we talked about before. Here's the expected timeline. Golden will spend today and early tomorrow wrapping up things at Notre Dame. Obviously, there's still work he has to do for Notre Dame before he could potentially take the Bengals job. That's not surprising. Then Taylor looks to officially interview him Wednesday. From there, just looks like an inevitable matter of pen hits paper. This is pretty much all formality. The interviews is just a formality. He's flying to Cincinnati on Wednesday to talk with Zac Taylor, and it sounds like from the reports, and if the reports and what everybody around the league is saying, is that it's just a formality. As soon as he gets there, they'll talk for about 5 minutes, and then he'll write his name, sign the contract, and he will officially become the Bengals defensive coordinator. And once again, Al Golden, I'll go over what he's been able to do. From 2022 to 2024, he's been with Notre Dame. 2022, his first season there, they were ranked 21st in total defense. In one season, he went from 21st ranked total defense to 5th total defense. And then after losing 4 of his defensive starters this year, finished 9th in total defense. He's a good DC. And obviously he has connections to the AFC North. Like I went over, he was the Bengals linebacker coach from 2020 to 2021. Notre Dame also leads the college football with 33 turnovers. He had one. His defense had one against Ohio State yesterday. And also first in defensive touchdowns and first in block kicks. And even I'll talk about this later tomorrow, but pretty much Notre Dame, that was a huge jump. Oh my goodness. Notre Dame yesterday went down. They were down 24 points around there. It was 31-17, so whatever that is. That is 24 points. Down 24 points, 31-7, and the defense from Al Golden, that allowed Notre Dame's offense to come back in the game. With 2 minutes left, it was a one-score game. They were only down by 8 points with 2 minutes left. And then Ohio State got down the field, kicked the field goal, which is significant, like basically ended the game, eventually winning by 11 points. But because of Al Golden's adjustments in halftime, going into the second half, made it possible for Notre Dame to have a chance late in that game. You can speculate, Ohio State was basically just trying to drain out the clock. They were not trying to move their offense down the field that much. Whatever, I'll be talking about that tomorrow because some people were speculating how his performance in yesterday's game in the national championship would affect his DC job. I don't think it affects it at all. If Ohio State won by 60 yesterday against his defense, I don't think it would have affected it at all. I think Zach Taylor, regardless of what was going to happen because of Al Golden's familiarity, oh my goodness. I'm not even going to try to say the word. With him being used to the AFC North and being from the AFC North is the main reason he was targeting Al Golden, and the fact that what he's been able to do with Notre Dame has been really impressive. So I didn't think anything from yesterday would have affected the potential of him signing as DC for the Bengals. But that leaves us with a lot of questions, obviously. He is interviewing on Wednesday. But there's a lot of things that I think this means for Cincinnati. I'll be talking about just one of the position rooms today, but Al Golden, once he signs that paper and becomes the DC of the Cincinnati Bengals, I think he should just get full control of the Bengals defense. The front office should just let him do whatever he wants. The front office and Al Golden should have a very, very tight relationship. Whoever Al Golden wants in free agency and in the draft, Golden should get, without a doubt in my mind. But today I just want to talk about the safeties because that was a big struggle. We let up a lot of plays, big plays. Our safeties let wide receivers get way too deep, and that's one of the main things that I want to talk about, or the thing I want to talk about in today's episode, what he could do with his safeties. First, I want to talk about Geno Stone. Obviously, we got Geno Stone from the Baltimore Ravens, not a trade, but a signing once they let him walk. And this season, Geno Stone, safety, his overall grade was 53.1. Run defense was 45.5, and pass defense or coverage was 53.7. All average or below average. And that's not it. What about... Oh, sorry. Went a little too far. I'm skipping everybody. Let's talk about Von Bell, right? Von Bell, this season, 62.1% overall grade. Run defense, 58.6. Pass coverage, 62.1. And that was with less snaps than Geno Stone. So these two safeties, our two starting safeties, were averaging PFF grade-wise, were average or below average, and most of them were below average. Finally, Anarumo, there you go, said his name right, Anarumo, made some adjustments, allowing some younger players to play. Not Geno Stone, Jordan Battle, what did he do? He did all right. Not really. Overall grade, 53.1. Run defense, 59.8. Pass coverage, 53.0. Every single safety we've had on this team that played significant snaps was average or below average in PFF grade. This safety room is one that we need to figure out. Like, really need to figure it out. Now, Golden, his pass defense was one of the best in the league in college football this season. So he's a guy that knows what it takes, and he plays a lot of man coverage. It kind of bit him in the butt yesterday going against Ohio State's offense, but still, he plays a lot of man coverage, and his corners and safeties know what they got to do. And one of them safeties I want to talk about, Xavier Watts. This is a guy, Cincinnati fans, and I am going to be paying attention to him a lot. Watch him in the pro day, watch him in the combine, watch him in the draft. Xavier Watts is projected around first or second round, depending on the mock drafts you're looking at. Xavier Watts, one, is already used to the Golden defensive scheme. One, Golden loves him. He's the star player on that defense, a captain. I think Golden is probably going to try to convince this front office this is the guy we should get. Golden, like I said, the front office and Golden should have a very tight relationship. A very, very tight relationship. They should. And I think Golden should have full control of the defense. I really think if you want the defense to improve at all, just give Golden the reins entirely. Let him do what he does. I think that's kind of Zach Taylor's plan. I think Zach Taylor trusts him enough. Where Zach Taylor, when he signs or when he has Al Golden sign the contract, it's like, all right, you get defense, I get offense. I'm the head coach, but I'm just going to worry about the offense. You worry about the defense. And I wouldn't be surprised if Golden goes after one of his former players, Xavier Watts. He was one of the best safeties in the league and one of the best safeties in the college football playoffs. Listen to that. This season alone, or fine, in the playoffs alone, just the college football playoffs, the playoffs that they just happened, he had an overall grade of 87.2 just in the playoffs alone. That's going against the best teams with the best weapons in college football, and he had an 87.2 grade. What about the whole season? 87.9. So he's averaging around pretty much 87 to 88 grade overall on defense as a safety. What about his stats in 2024? 83 total tackles, 53 solo tackles, 9 passes defended, and at another one, he had a pass deflected in the national championship game. So 10 passes deflected, 1 forced fumble, 6 interceptions, and 1 pick six. He's a ball hawk. He's fast. He's tall, and he gets over the field, and he's fast. This is the guy, our safety room, a lot of the rooms in defense need help. This is a guy we should go help the safety room. I think our safety room is all right. I think our scheme, one of the main reasons why we let Lou walk was that his schemes were, for whatever reason, was too complicated for our defense to understand, especially how young it is. But also Lou didn't utilize his rookies enough. And once eventually, towards the end of the season, Zach Taylor convinced Lou to start using some of the rookies, the defense actually improved. Golden using the defenses, or using the younger defensive guys, the rookies in the second years and the third years, and implementing a more basic defensive scheme is going to improve the defense with this current roster already. But if you go get one, I think the safety room just needs one more guy. I've seen enough out of Jordan Battle that he has shown flashes of potential. Jordan Battle has shown flashes of potential. What about Geno Stone? Geno Stone early in the season was having his worst season of his career. But after the bye week, he flipped it entirely. A lot of those grades are because of his early on performance. After the bye week, Geno Stone was actually one of the better safeties in the league. He turned it around. He went on I think it was a 3 or 4 game streak of an interception every single game. I think our safety room just needs one more guy. Just go get a young talent like Xavier Watts that is already used to the Golden format or the Golden defensive scheme, and he's already familiarized with Golden. They already have a previous relationship. I think this is the perfect fit. And knowing Golden, knowing how he works, I bet he's going to try to convince the front office that they should go get his guy. That's what you see a lot of the times. A lot of the coaches, when they come up from college, they like to go get some of the players that they coached in college. Xavier Watts is that guy for Al Golden, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Xavier Watts is in the stripes next season, and I would actually prefer it. He's a guy that I have continually drafted in my mock drafts. Xavier Watts usually drafted first or second round. He's a guy that's there. He's ranked now number 2 safety, depending on the different websites you look at. He's a number 2 most of the time, behind Malachi Starks out of Georgia. But Xavier Watts, he's a freaking dude. And if you add him to that safety room with a new scheme from Golden and Golden utilizing more of the rookie and younger talent, that rotation with Jordan Battle, with Geno Stone, and with Xavier Watts, with Golden leading that defense, leading that safety room. Drop my pin, sorry. I think that changes the safeties a deep amount. The safeties have been a struggle for Cincinnati the last few seasons. If you could go get a guy like Xavier Watts in the draft, once again, just listen to this. Already knows Golden personally, already knows his scheme. He can help the younger guy, like Jordan Battle, even though Xavier Watts also a younger guy. He can help Jordan Battle and Geno Stone accustom to that scheme very quickly because he's been in that scheme for the last 3 years. That's why I think this Golden interview is basically a formality. He's going to sign that paper most likely as soon as he get there. And then don't be too surprised if in the draft, one of the guys we go get is Xavier Watts. Once again, like I said thousands of times, he's already used to the scheme that Golden runs. He already has a previous relationship with Golden. And I think Zach Taylor is going to give Golden full reins for the defense. And usually, college coaches, when they come to the NFL, like to bring a guy from their team to the NFL. I think this guy for Golden is Xavier Watts. And that's the safety that I have drafted most of the time in my mock drafts. It's the guy I'm most excited and to watch in the NFL and in the draft, and I think it's the guy that we should go get. I think it changes the safety room immediately with the new scheme, with a guy that's already used to it once again. It just fits so perfectly. So, Xavier Watts. Listen for that name in the draft. Listen for him in the combine. Listen for him in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if second round goes up, Cincinnati Bengals with their second round pick select Notre Dame safety Xavier Watts. Just saying. Be ready for it. It should happen. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put this graphic up again. Subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. Oh, wrong here. Right there. 97 of you aren't subscribed. Please subscribe. Like this video. Comment on what you think. Are you excited about the Golden becoming the new defense coordinator? Not yet. Not officially yet. But how do you feel about Golden pretty much being the defensive coordinator right now? What you think he should do in the defensive room? If you agree with me that Zach Taylor should give him full reins of the defense, because I think that's the smartest thing to do. Zach Taylor, just worry about the offense. Offense is completely fine. It's usually one or two best defenses or best offenses in the league. Give Golden full reins of the defense. Let him do what he wants to do in free agency, and let him do what he wants to do in the draft defensive-wise. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Comment on what you think about all of this going down in Cincinnati right now. Don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel for all your Bengals updates, trades, rumors, everything going on in Cincinnati will be talked about here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night, and God bless.